a little bit.
Okay.
With everything that's happening.
It's getting hot.
They're starting to feel some pressure.
Yeah.
So, you know, some of them are starting to try to, you know, give in.
Yeah.
But for a lot of, primarily the black women, you know, men are not trying to negotiate with them anymore.
Cause she's still trying to negotiate.
Yeah, she's still trying to negotiate on her terms.
Yeah.
You already approaching this whole situation wrong.
This should be 39, 40 years old, 2, 3 kids, 2 baby daddies. Okay, I'm good now. I want to settle down.
Yep.
Oh,
I was gonna say, you start watching these videos and what happens. Okay, people, be careful leaving out the parking lot. When you see a van pulled up too close to your car, hey, shit like that is going on. The sound of freedom, you know, all these different, I don't want to say it, but the trafficking, people trafficking, you know, these situations are, hey, Vegas, I knew somebody that almost happened to. I saved her and her daughter from it. It was a friend of mine, and it was, you know, it was crazy how it went down, but they was trying to snatch her up. No joke. But at the end of the day, that's a real scenario that happens in the earth. They taking the movie, that's a real thing that happens. Okay? So now they're starting to see people report on it through TikTok and Instagram or whatever else, whatever other platforms. Now that's why the shift is starting to happen. They're starting to see the danger. They're starting to see that their paychecks ain't reaching as far as they used to by themselves. They seeing Trump cut food stamps and housing, so now they got to pay more. Now they filling up their own gas tank. Now there's the red pill movement, where men ain't really dealing with women and being tricks.
Yeah. Realize they're not being approached no more like it used to be.
Men rather go overseas and spend their money over there where their dollar lasts with more quality than dealing with Keisha around the corner.
Right. Yeah.
So you can see it now. What do they say? Oh, they making a draft for everybody. Guess who's going to the kitchen? Guess who's about to be barefoot and pregnant? Okay, and if you Jake's falling for that type of shit, man, you deserve the pitfall that the what is the scripture called in Ecclesiastes 7? The hand I was gonna say ball and chain, but he called it hands were as bands and hearts as snares and nets. You deserve them chains, man. You deserve to deal with that. Okay? Now we all gotta deal with something dealing with them. But hey, choose wisely, man. Y'all got more.
And it's gonna get even worse. These women gonna start humbling down like very, very soon. Like the conditions that are being set based on the actions of Trump, because we know that he's starting this trade war with all these other countries.
Yeah.
The price of everything it's already fucking through the roof. But it's gonna get even worse. I don't know if y'all familiar with it, but there was an act called the I think it was called the Smoot Tariff the Smoot Tariff Act of 1930, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, SMOOT.
I Google it.
And it's another, but it's basically it was a tariff act that they had going back to 1930. So this is like right prior to World War II.
Yep.
Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930. Did you know that played a part in why we descended into the Great Depression? So it seemed like what Trump is doing is kind of mirroring what took place back then.
Yeah.
That led to the Great Depression. And I can see it being worse than the Great Depression.
It's gonna be worse. Yeah.
Could I land back off what you're saying as well? Because right before the Great Depression, which was the 30s, right? You had something called the Roaring 20s.
Yeah.
Which it was the it was decadence, and it was the high or the peak of sexual immorality for women. That's when the term flappers came out. Basically, when they started dressing way more promiscuous or provocative, right? So they were more sexually free, quote unquote, man. And then the Great Depression hit the 10 years after that, man.
Yeah.
Right? So same thing for what's happening right now, man.
You can bring it out.
This is on Britannica.com.
Because these women, you know, it's like the writing is on the wall, and some of them are starting to see it. Some of them they still acting oblivious.
Yep.
So they're still proud, right? But where it's gonna go when Trump is done, these people they're gonna bow to their freaking knees. They're gonna bow to their freaking knees, man. So you're gonna have some women that's gonna be trying to jump on board. They're gonna try to, you know,
Yep.
they're gonna revert back to their nature. Yeah.
Being a servant.
Yep. This is where Isaiah 4:1 will eventually come in.
It says Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act, U.S. legislation of June 17, 1930, that raised import duties to protect American businesses and farmers, adding considerable strain.
It's exactly what Trump is trying to do now. He want to get rid of, you know, the foreign business. You know, he want to tax anybody or tariff anybody that tax goods coming in. You know, he want to make everything basically unilateral, America only, pretty much.
What they're gonna do with the tariffs, what they're gonna do is just raise the prices of the shit that's coming in. If it comes in, because it may get too expensive, where these companies are like, all right, we're not gonna import this product anymore or that product. And then what happens? The products that you do have here, it's gonna be through the roof if you can get your hands on. You know, and Jake don't realize how much. What's the main necessity? Food, water, right? And the majority of that comes from out of the country. Mainly oil, mainly China. You just can't, you know, you can't just go to the ocean and go to a lake and get some water. Shit don't work like that.
Right, he's also dismantling like all the federal agencies. So all these federal agents, employees, they're getting fired, losing their jobs. They're disgruntled. They're upset. You know,
Veteran Affairs.
Yeah.
They let off a lot of people.
Yeah.
So now a lot of veterans or former veterans, they're not getting their checks.
I heard that. I saw an article where they said Trump laid off someone that was in charge of nuclear weapons inventory. So
That's just a job you can hire.
right. You can just hire whoever. Like that's why I think the article said they had something to do with nuclear weapons, and he laid the motherfucker off.
that's because that new system that they're using, that's Starlink. What is it? You know, the one that Elon has.
Starlink.
That's AI smart system.
Yep.
That's replacing all those jobs, man.
And I'm
You
gonna
know?
add this. So for all you still don't
Go ahead.
No, my bad, bro.
You're good.
But yeah, when you lay them type of higher level jobs, 'cause those were good paying jobs. You lay them off, guess what they're gonna have to do? They're gonna have to come down to that middle to lower end job market with everybody else.
Yeah, they're gonna be.
But they're qualified. They're better qualified. They've been vetted.
But you know, also, what's gonna hurt them is they're overqualified.
Yeah.
So they can't, like, it's a job they go in, they're overqualified. Like, nah, we need someone.
That's dumb. We
Right.
Somebody dumb.
Right.
It's just gonna follow directions.
Also, these people have a certain standard of lifestyle, man.
Yeah.
They're used to being able to afford that nice white picket fence.
Yep.
You know, the trips, their kids being put through college. You know, so you can kiss that goodbye.
Yeah.
What is that gonna create? That's gonna make these people mad.
Your severance
You know?
package only goes so far.
This dude is only pissing people off,
Yep.
not only abroad, but also here in this country.
Yeah.
Blood Americans.
People crack.
This just came in. Over 1,000 VA employees laid off, sparking protests and concerns over veteran care.
Hey, which that's good news for us, because that lets us know that civil unrest is coming, man. Okay, which is gonna pin these people against each other.
Yeah.
Finally, make these Edomites raise up against their government,
Yep.
and we want to see that. Okay.
I got another one. It says, this is from the U.S. Sun. Mom left without grocery money as $1,500 is wiped from account in minutes and took her months to recover.
Listen, you know what?
It says the hard up mom panicked she would not be able to feed her kids, and it took her months to recover.
So they say how they took her money.
I'm gonna read some more. It says Deborah Jordan from Georgia had all of her benefits money swiped from her SNAP card in December. Who spends 10 hours in the kitchen each day.
That's holiday season, bro.
Our grocery bill is $2,500 a month, and I get $1,500 through SNAP. So it does supplement a big chunk of it, which I'm very grateful for. But when she checked her account in December, it showed a $0 balance.
And
Deborah.
nothing worse than not getting that re-up on your SNAP, bro. That shit hurt.
Yep.
You be ready to buy shit that you ain't supposed to buy, you be like, damn.
Yep.
I knew I should have got them Hot Pockets last time.
It says Deborah could see that the benefits had loaded, but then it had been wiped out by thieves in Pennsylvania. All the money disappeared in under 2 minutes.
We don't know what really happened. She probably was trying to sell something.
But to this point the brother's making with this article, I got another article. It says the government says money isn't property, so it could take yours. So basically, I guess a guy in, I don't want to say Maryland, he had a business and the government took $50,000 from him. And the reasoning was, it says, the DOJ gave 3 rationales for the argument are packed into a doorstopper of a footnote. The government creates money, so you can't own it. The government can tax your money, so you don't own it. And the Constitution allows the government to spend money for the general welfare.
Now hold on, there's something else off from that. I just saw a video saying, not Fort Knox. What's the name of who prints the money?
Treasury?
The Treasury. But whoever that prints the money,
mint?
yeah, that's a private entity. It's not a government.
Federal Reserve.
The Federal Reserve is a private entity. Okay, that's not a government entity. The government rents them basically. I forget the words that was used, and so they get money back for being able to use that money. And so that's how the system works. So you don't own that.
Yep. It's an IOU.
Yeah. So
debt notes.
Yep. So hey, and it's gonna happen. People's accounts are gonna be wiped out. One morning you just got paid. Next thing you know, or you think you're about to get paid, and next thing you know, your shit is in the negative, or everyone's account's wiped out. It's zero. And what are people gonna do? People just gonna sit back and maybe it'll come back, or man, people are gonna bug out.
After 2 or 3 days, it's a problem.
They might say, if you want your money back, you gotta get that shit.
Oh, that's what they gonna say. That's exactly what they gonna say. Yeah.
That's it. But going back to the woman though, right?
Yeah.
The article was saying how she started bugging out. She lost it. You know? So more of these type of situations happen, we're gonna start to see these women, they're gonna start to ease up with that pride, man.
Wait, you telling me she didn't have a man to lean on to?
Nope. Because they benefited off of being single mothers using the system.
Yep.
Now that shit is being pulled back from them, now they like, oh shit, like, okay. Well, what you finna do now? You finna bring you and them kids? You think another man is finna take on that?
Not happening.
It's not happening.
You done dog the kid's father out so bad, he don't want to deal with you.
Yep.
Hey, remember a woman in a hotel room? She got 11 kids with her. She said, somebody gonna take care of these kids. Nigga woman, bro.
He ain't lying though. Somebody is. And that's just only one aspect of it. That's the food stamps we're talking about. Imagine if you got somebody been saving up, they life savings, they got $50,000 in the bank. Next thing you know, that shit gone.
Hey, Trump just said, your public housing, you got 2 years to get your shit together.
Yeah.
You think you're just gonna lay around and just get this? And hey, that's grace to let you get that. He can cut you
I
off.
think they're gonna expedite that. There ain't gonna be no 2 years. It's just gonna be like with them cutting all these different programs, benefits. That's just gonna be a snowball effect, and the Section 8 is gonna get taken out with that shit.
So let me ask y'all a quick question, because every time everything's a fucking cut. When's the last time a government cut this much? What was going on when the government cut this much? Anybody know? War. I'm glad you. But the people don't get it. They don't see that. War is coming. World war.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he wants to set up, you know, the new AI global biometric infrastructure. Yeah. He also wants to put money into the military because war is going to have to take place in order for this to happen.
Yeah.
You know?
And they gonna join the war just to eat shit.
Yeah. Going back to that tariff bill, going back to 1930.
Yep.
This happened
Right before
World War II.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, so you're seeing the same pattern
Yeah.
come right back.
It was a snowball effect because you had the Great Depression and then Second World War. You know, so it's inevitable. I mean,
Just step forward so they can
these
walk
women,
behind.
you better as you find a man of the Lord, you better get ready to suffer. You know, because it's gonna be a lot of suffering, you're gonna see a lot of death in these streets. You know, a lot of women. You hate to say it, they're gonna leave their kids.
Yep.
You know, just walk out, leave their kids. It's gonna be savage out here.
They're gonna drop their kids
Beat
off
their-
like,
yeah.
like the wife did.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna do 2 more kids.
Yeah, it's your turn. You're already playing daddy now.
Hey, but they ate it up, the whole
Yep.
Trump speech. We're gonna return America back to its golden age. You know, we're gonna repair the American homes and the American way of life.
Yep.
And people are gonna be able to afford their homes and their
Yep.
groceries, and then, you know,
And after all this, it's probably gonna be true for a little bit.
it's that's I believe that's just false promises, because the scripture says that Babylon is not going to be healed, man. You know, this place is not going to return to its golden age, but its golden age was when the Israelites were in literal chains.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yep.
You know, so how the hell are you gonna? Hey, but we do see this man tearing apart all these programs that were set up to for civil rights and equality.
That's what they say.
You know?
But those programs were set up to make you dependent on this oppressive system. You know, like if you're dependent on money to be in an account every month, and it's there and it's always there, you'll new worry about like, oh, okay, I know my money's coming on the first. I know I get my EBT on the first. Or I know I don't have to pay but $30 in rent. So I'll figure that out.
You ever seen Jake not get their SSI check? Or be waiting on the mail?
Mm-hmm.
They be at the mail better than the mailman be at the
Right.
mailbox.
They know the calendar, they know the clock, all of that shit.
Cold bottle of water,
Yeah.
some Gatorade and some water.
Yeah, but when that stops showing up,
Yep.
hey, what you gonna do?
Let me get this in Isaiah. Isaiah 32:9.
Beat it to it. Yeah.
Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters.
Yep.
Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, you women that are at ease. Be troubled, you careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine.
Yep.
They'll
All them
lament
little
for the
payments.
teats. Yep.
Get all that little payout. Sucking the government titty to get that money.
Hey, they kind of a lot of these niggas kind of sweating right now because them income tax ain't coming as fast as they thought. The child tax credit and earned income and all that shit. He saw with the government doing what they doing right now, IRS with the what's it, the Doge.
Yep.
Hey, shit is at a halt right now, and eventually it's gonna get worse. That's what Jake don't realize. Trump ain't doing. He's just talking right now. When it's really start with the actions, he was talking about the immigration shit. But when they really start snatching motherfuckers up, people start to get worried and people want to go out and protest.
Yeah.
Same thing with everything else that's going on.
And because the last 4 years he was in office, he didn't really get to do a lot of that. But this time, he ain't fucking around.
Yeah.
Everything he was threatening to do, he's doing it this time. He ain't playing. I mean, all around the world.
Or even shit that he didn't get to do in his last term.
Yep.
He's going to. Oh, I didn't get to do this. Okay.
I'm doing it.
And he's everyone that talked shit about him during those 4 years, everyone that tried to prosecute him,
Yep.
he gonna put hell on him.
Yep.
It's only going to create eternal war
Hell yeah.
between these leaders, man. The scripture says also that political parties are going to be fighting over power, man. And we see that happening right now because this dude is trying to get rid of everybody.
And they're already trying to impeach him.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting rid of judges, federal judges, immigration judges. This dude he has a trigger happy firing itch, man. He loves to fire people. You know, and it's like people like he's violating the Constitution. Okay, so there's more and more people are gonna stand up against this dude. It's only gonna create more internal fighting between these parties, man. These political parties.
Second just 15.
And
you got the beast with two horns like a lamb speaking as a dragon, and them two horns is dividing the people up.
Yeah.
You know, you forgetting this is all the same beast.
Yeah.
And they showing you he never changed. I don't know why people are so damn shocked and surprised at what this devil is doing. He never changed.
Right.
His rust has not
His
been
rust
altogether wiped away.
it's never been wiped away, man.
Yeah.
Like, what did you expect?
Right.
You expected him to, extend the olive branch to you and, give you this and give you that. And nah, man, this is the devil. This is serpent. You know?
And the funny thing is,
You even got MAGA people that's like, man, we regret it.
that's what I was just about to say. You even got white
MAGA
people
regret.
that's frustrated because he can't just. They'd be fine if it was just you brown and black people, you know. They'd be fine. They wouldn't care. But because he can't sign something that's not for. The only people the stuff he's signing don't affect the same way is the upper class.
Yeah. The millionaires,
The upper
billionaires.
class don't really feel it the same way. Okay, they feel it, but they brace for it because they're the ones that's gonna get the breaks. You don't have the money to sustain it.
They're rooted on the left hand side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how they know how to manipulate the stock market.
Yep.
You know, like these Congress people, Nancy Pelosi, she fucking buys stocks. She's returning like fucking 125% on her returns, man.
Yep. And people, you seen that online? People
Insider trading.
Yeah.
Yeah, you seen that people watching her moves and shit online. Nancy Pelosi just put money. Her and what's the other one? Another no, it's Pelosi. Yeah, it's Pelosi. Yeah,
Warren Buffett.
They watching their moves, and then people trying to make moves with that. But here's the difference: you making it with a few thousand.
Yeah.
They making it with millions.
Yeah, hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, when they pull from these exchanges and these different stocks, they drop, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's the inside. That's the Luciferian, way of the left hand side.
Yeah.
They control it, which means because they got so many stocks, they control the system.
Yeah.
You just don't know. As soon as you get wise up and try to get in the game, they're gonna pull the plug on the game.
I learned my lesson a long time ago.
About the roaring 20s.
Yeah.
The stock market was, making people rich. Everybody jumping in to that
Put money in
plug
banks.
was pulled.
They
Yeah.
put money in the banks.
Yeah.
And the banks all collapse.
Think about it now is, before you had to get a brokerage account, you got to do so much to try to. Now, how easy is it to buy stock? You buy stock on Cash App.
Yeah.
Robin Hood. What's another one you can buy stocks on? So they're making it easy to access for everybody. Any nigga with a smartphone can, let me buy some Tesla stock. Let me buy this. So when they crash it, they got everybody's money. You can't go up to the stock exchange and say, I want my man. They gonna laugh at right. They gonna laugh at your dumb ass, man. They gonna crash this market. They gonna crash this system in order to reset. They're gonna do it. They've been talking about the Great Reset ever since 2020. All right.
Yep.
And that's gonna take place.
Yeah, 'cause this whole system is ran off computers.
Yeah.
So, hey, you want another program? You basically got to cut the computer off, which is the financial system.
Yeah.
And truth be told, they're gonna have an AI model run the whole thing.
Yeah.
With the whole MOTB system gonna be run by AI.
Who got precepts?
Them brothers
Got a
told
little bit more on this article.
all right.
Going back to this article on Britannica, It says Smoot Hawley contributed to the early loss of confidence on Wall Street and signaled U.S. isolationism by raising the average tariff by some 20%. It also prompted retaliation from foreign governments, and many overseas banks began to fail because the legislation set both specific and ad valorem tariff rates, i.e. rates based on the value of the product. Determining the precise percentage increase in tariff levels is difficult and a subject of debate among economists. Within 2 years, some two dozen countries adopted similar beggar thy neighbor duties, making worse an already beleaguered world economy and reducing global trade. U.S. imports from and exports to Europe fell by some 2/3 between 1929 and 1932, while overall global trade declined by similar levels in the 4 years that the legislation was in effect.
So that's just foreshadowing what's to come. It's almost repeat.
It's going to increase the birth pains. That's what it's going to lead to.
So it's going to induce, as they call it.
This is an induction right here, man. Very painful. This one's going to hurt. Now the bankers and the billionaires, it's not going to hurt them.
Right.
It's going to hurt you. Or whether you middle class, you know, a working middle class.
Middle class is like an illusion now.
Yeah, that's an illusion.
You just poor or you rich.
That's it.
Right, people who are still like so-called middle class, man, they're hanging on by a thread.
And they still trying to front and act like they got it, but they hurting.
They're in debt, man.
They in debt.
Heavy debt. You know?
They got to downsize to their living situation.
That's why they're mad. That's why that's why Esau keeps blaming the poor people. Oh, it's the brown people. You see the brown people coming over here, they're stealing your jobs, they're stealing the resources, the aid. So that's why you're struggling. You know? Who better than to blame than the poor people, the poor brown people, right? But in reality, it's them. They just always need someone to blame, and they always blame us.
Yeah, you're the DEI hire.
Yep.
That's ruining everything. Even though you primarily, Jake, don't benefit from that. It's actually them other immigrants.
Yeah.
All right, Ham can come over here, Elam can come over here. All these other darker heathen nations, they come over here and they benefit from that.
Alphabet.
The alphabet, they benefit from it. Jake barely benefit from that, but you've been made the face of it. Like, you're the reason why we made these policies so that these jobs can hire you. But Jake ain't getting hired like that. They're hiring these heathens.
The most government job that Jake can have is TSA.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
They not in these government buildings and the White House and the Capitol building, or they security. You know, they don't got none of these higher offices or higher ranks in FAA or none of that shit. FBI. Let's say some token nigga or token Mexican or something in there. You know?
The brother just brought up that even in the Great Depression they blamed Issachar, the Mexican American. Hey, read that right quick. You guys heard of like the Zuzu riots too?
Zuzu? Yeah.
It was too much clothing.
Yeah.
Zuzu, the baggy.
Yeah. The measure was taken amid the learned times of depression when many Americans blamed Mexican immigrants for taking jobs from U.S. job workers. Giesinger was shocked to learn that 60% of those deported during the so-called Mexican repatriation were U.S. citizens.
What do you think about to happen now?
Yeah.
Because repeating itself, like, you know, you're gonna blame it on the tribes again. You know?
And what you don't know is people don't think about what the 40s was like. It was World War, then it went to the Korean War. But right around that time, what was America like?
40s?
Yeah, 40s, 50s, and then to the 60s, the early 60s. Hey, it was a golden era. You know, for the modern houses with stoves and microwaves and fucking refrigerators and shit.
The automobile was to every home.
Yeah,
and
they
shit?
said every home had
Freeways.
a car and a turkey and I think they said in the oven or something like that, or a chicken on the stove, some shit like
Yeah,
that.
man.
And it's kind
It
of
made the modern world what it was.
yeah, but and Jake started to also do better also because
Yep.
they were given opportunities to buy homes,
Yep.
work in certain factories, even though it was
Lower.
lower. But Jake began to progress, and it's spiritual as hell because Jake began to progress. He said 40s, 50s, 60s,
Yeah.
and then comes the civil rights shit,
Yep.
which just basically destroyed the family structure. You know what I mean? I saw this thing. I don't know if brother's seen it, where Jake actually saved during the
Yeah.
Jake saved Cadillac.
That's what I was just about to say. Yeah.
Jake saved Cadillac because they were able to they wouldn't let Jake put their money in the banks.
Yeah.
Cadillac was about to go under, and Jake had cash.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they was able to sell to Jake, so
Yep.
that's what saved Cadillac. But
That's why
now
they call it the black man.
now they're telling Jake to do what? Put all their money in the bank.
Yeah.
Yep.
Invest and put your money in the bank. They got the system that they got shit now where you don't even need to go into a bank to open an account. That's how easy it is. To get an account these days.
Yeah.
So it's like the complete opposite.
I got a precept for you. Revelation 12 and 9. Or 12 and 10.
Yep.
And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night.
Yeah, the accuser of our brother, Esau. And he's always gonna make Jake the face of everything, anything that happens. I'm surprised they didn't make Jake the face of 9/11. If they could have spent it somehow, they would have. Well, shit, they kind of did when they arrested the apostles. Even though they didn't really go in, but they made, terrorism. But still, Jake is always the face of everything. Jake is always the problem.
Jake is gonna be the face of anti-Semitism.
Yep.
And that's aimed to try to get rid of us.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, you ain't gonna be able to bring out Revelation 3 and 9, 2 and 9. That's gonna be considered anti-Semitic to even read that.
Yep. Pretty soon, you can't say that you're an Israelite, that you're a child of the Most High. That you're chosen, that you're of the chosen line.
Yeah, let me know what.
During those times, what it look like when you walking outside with fringes? Where your fringes at, brother? During those times.
You can't be saved without your fringes.
Like, you make yourself a target, man.
You ain't now you're transgressing the law, brother, because you're not wearing your fringes out.
Don't use wisdom either.
Better not catch you.
Catch you using wisdom, you out.
Oh, y'all have priests? Y'all have precepts?
Catch you using wisdom, you out of here.
I had
You got some day on?
This is
Oh, you got.
Yeah, just going into how Esau can't trust him and his rust has not been wiped away. But in Jeremiah 13 and 23, can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
right. Yeah. The devil ain't gonna never change. It's not in him to change. It's not in him to be kind and generous to you Israelites. If he's doing it, what does it say?
Doing it unwillingly.
Unwillingly. Yeah. Was that Sirach 10? He's not for you. He's never been for you. Yeah, always. You got it, bro.
This is Psalms 55 verse 21. It says the words of his mouth
A
were
little bit louder.
Oh yes, like it. This is Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his lob, his heart. His words were softer than oil, but yet he draw the sword. And you know what I'm saying? And you got Jake trusting in this devil, and you know what I'm saying? You can't really trust nothing he say because it's always gonna be like with a lie. He's always gonna talk to you smooth, tell you what you want to hear. soothe you and will you in until, you know, to the point when he don't get his way, he gonna draw that sword. And but you don't supposed to put your trust in that devil no way. 22 says right here, it says, cast thy burdens upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved.
Yep.
So yeah, come. So yeah, man. Lord, you doing the right thing and putting your trust in the Lord, man. The Lord got your back, man. Simple as that.
Can a brother grab a Sirach 13 and 4? Yep. Go ahead, read the
That precept 2 going into those tariffs, how that's going to cause inflation. This is Revelation 6 and 5. And when he held open the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And behold, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou heard not the oil and the wine.
That's going into famine. It's going into hyperinflation. It's going to be a scarcity of food. It's going to be food, you know, but it's going to be it's going to be scarce, you know. And
this is going to be worse than the Weimar Republic. It's going to be worse than Great Depression. It's going to be worse than down there in Venezuela.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Few years ago.
Bro.
Zimbabwe. It's going to be worse than that. Can't afford shit. People gonna get desperate. That's where it's sick. That the prophecy in 2nd Ezra 15 and 16 is gonna be, it's gonna be off the chain. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit, man. It talks about how neighbors shall not. They basically not gonna spare you.
Yeah, not have pity on his
They
neighbor.
shall not have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy with the sword, spoil his goods because of
The lack of
great
bread.
tribulation, for the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Yep.
That's what that's getting into.
Yep.
Everyone-
That's what I had them pull it. And that penny goes back to the Roman denarii. Denarii.
Yeah.
It used to be, you know, pure silver. You know, but Roman Empire kept, you know, dwindling it down. You know, covering it with basically unprecious metals.
Yeah. They start
like
making
lead, like lead,
Copper, zinc.
you know.
Right.
So it took more of them denaries to buy a piece of grain or some salt or something. You know?
I believe also up until like the 60s, something like that. Like all the quarters and the nickels and the dimes were all actual silver, man.
Yeah. You can't find one now.
Now it's fucking other metals.
It's like he said, everything is
When you
made.
hear one, it sounds different. The weight is a little bit different too.
Everything made with zinc now. Not even that. That's why they're you know, they're getting rid of the pennies, and eventually they're gonna get rid of the nickels, the dimes, the quarters.
Yeah, he said to stop minting them.
Yeah,
right?
stop mentioning them. Yeah. So y'all see, if you have eyes to see, you see where that's going.
And we already been through that.
It's already going cashless.
Remember COVID? So anyway,
Yeah.
remember when that was going on? You know, whatever, when that was going around, we don't have change anymore. Like they would just take your coins.
Or even the virus is on the money.
Yeah.
So we can't, you know, we don't want to use paper money no more. So it's just.
And it already ran you through that simulation. Imagine $25,000, you know, note, paper note.
Yeah.
Imagine that shit. It's like, no, high inflation.
And people already are conditioned to not even really deal with cash and change like that anymore. Everybody just, you know, they just use their smartphone, go to an app or whatever. They'll take the money right out their account.
Send the money to this individual, receive money from this person, Zelle, Venmo, Cash App. You know, that's the way of life right now. And it's really phasing the baby boomers out that may not be hip with this new technology. That's what the 19 did. It killed off a lot of baby boomers. Where these older, you know, Jakes in their 60s, 70s, 80s, a lot of them died off, and if he can get rid of them, this new generation, they're gonna be down with the tap and all of that shit.
And it's messed up because the same thing they tell you how hard it's gonna be for you. There's no way to not monitor your hustle.
Yeah.
How you gonna hustle if everything's monitored digitally?
That's what I tell Jake, man. You do your taxes, man. You better write as much shit as you are, because when everything go digital,
Yeah.
you can't cheat on your taxes no more, man.
They gonna send you the number.
Yeah, they gonna do your taxes for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They just gonna send you the number.
Everything is digitally documented.
Yeah.
So they have the oversight over everything.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they just knock it down from like 10,000 to like 600? 600. It's 600, wasn't it?
For what?
To not to have to declare on your IRS.
So it's not down to 800 to 600.
No, it went from like 10,000
10,000
to like 600.
Wow. Kind of like didn't Cash App do something
Yeah,
like
that's
that?
what I'm talking about. Yeah, that had everything to do with
Oh, I
that.
thought you were talking about okay.
PayPal and Cash App.
Yeah, they want to track everything, every transaction. You know who you're making a transaction with, and it's incorporating the system with an AI bot. So it's not like you're gonna have someone at the computer calculating everything. Okay, this person did this, this person did this. The AI gonna calculate it, and they gonna send you the transcript. You know, you ever call a credit card company or utility bill now? It's all AI. Say what you need, say what you want. You damn near gotta wait 20, 30 minutes to actually talk to somebody. That shit's obsolete now. You know? They're making human beings obsolete. So therefore, what it says no, there should be no work in Egypt. Who's gonna have a job? You're gonna have all these people, over 300 million people, and only maybe 20 million, 40 million could work?
That ain't nothing.
That's 10%.
Yeah, that's 10%.
Mostly all hard labor jobs left, man.
Yeah.
Everything else that's like comfortable in a fucking computer,
That's
you're getting put out of business.
That's
man.
beautiful, because going back to these women, they frown on a blue collar job. You know, someone that gets up and goes and busts their ass. You know, what do you do?
Dirty, sweaty,
right.
stinky.
Oh, you gonna be? Hey, fuck that. These women gonna be trying to get a blue collar job. You know, because that white collar shit, being sitting behind a computer and a desk, that's over.
They're also coming after the unions. So like all these good paying jobs that are union, that where you can fucking retire early,
You get a pension, all that shit.
They're coming after that, man.
Yeah.
That's not safe. Okay, so if there's brothers that have union jobs, hey, just don't put your faith in that, man. Don't put your security in that.
Retire, shit.
Because they're coming for that. All right, they're coming after your pensions, after your retirement plans.
Free money, man.
Okay.
A union gives you some type of control. You don't got a union, they can do whatever they want with you. And these jobs, knowing the times we're living in, where shit is scarce, money is scarce, they'll fire you for anything. So they know, these jobs know that you're at their will, you know? And that's just a part of Esau's system of control. They're taking any and all control from the actual worker in this society.
I got you.
Yeah.
This is 1 John 5 and 19. And this is in the NLT. And it says, we know that we are the children of the Most High, and that the world around us is under the control of the evil one.
Yeah.
He's under control. He's this whole system, this whole infrastructure, which is global now. It's all under his control. Earth is given into the hands of the wicked, and he's a very covetous devil. So he doesn't have nothing good in place for the people. He's only concerned with himself.
Not even his own people.
Not even his own.
Yeah. The two-time loser Edomite out here. They don't give a shit about them.
Right. The Edomite had plenty of time to build up his wealth.
Oh yeah.
To be able to withstand hard times, because there's a lot of Edomites that have a lot of money saved up. They have a lot of wealth out here in this country, man. So when the collapse comes, they're not gonna suffer as much as Jake.
They gonna bug out though, because they got millions of dollars, $100,000 in the bank. Jake ain't got shit.
That's what I'm saying. Jake got nothing, so it's coming for the poor.
Yeah.
Like if you're living paycheck to paycheck, or if you got only a couple grand in the bank, that shit's gonna be gone quick, man. Real quick. All right. While these Edomites out here, they still got money to buy certain goods.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why. Let me get this one. This is Sirach 11 and 25, and it says, "In the day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction, and in the day of affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity." Jumping up at 21, it says, "Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor, for it is an evil thing." It's like it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on a sudden to make a poor man rich.
So we're talking about all this despair and famine and collapse, but the Lord is going to provide for those that are working for Him.
Yep.
Those that trust and believe in Him.
Those
that staying with Him.
Yep. Those that are sincerely repenting.
Yep. Because but the point you was making about when times is good, you ain't thinking about how bad it was or how bad it can be. When times get bad, you act like it never was ever good.
Yeah.
And when the times get bad like that, you jakes is gonna pray and sing hymns and all this and march and shit. But what these Edomites gonna do? They gonna bear arms. When they get angry, like they ain't angry. When they get angry, they go get guns. I heard a secret conversation earlier. These two Edomites and a Jake. They was talking about when I went over and picked up a little bit. Yeah, you know, just got to do it. Jake breaks the code. You wouldn't shoot him. He ain't talking about it in the gymnasium. He ain't talking about, you know, he talking about guns. You ain't got bullets and when shot? Like, no. He just left it at that. I ain't telling you all my secrets. I ain't telling you how much I got. I ain't telling you about the gun show next month. I ain't telling you about none of that.
Talking about Edomites?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Edomites, yeah.
That's how they get down. They're building up those type of. That's how they're prepping. They're not prepping for like we're prepping spiritually.
Yeah.
They're prepping carnally. Yeah. And you jakes is just ass out. The rest of you 2/3 are just, there's nothing to help you. You ain't doing nothing. You just acting like shit ain't going on.
Yeah.
You might see it.
Ecclesiastes 7:14 in the NLT, it says, "Enjoy prosperity while you can, but when hard times strike, realize that both come from the Most High."
Yeah.
Remember that nothing is certain in this life.
And that's our mentality. That's why I tell us to arise and depart. It would pollute you even with a sword of destruction in Micah chapter 2. So you ain't even attached to it when things go bad. Because we got the prophecy that it's all about to go bad.
Yeah.
Only in the Lord will it not go bad. And that don't mean it's gonna be easy. Right. Not going bad and easy ain't the same thing. We're gonna have to have our minds right to deal with what's gonna happen, because it's gonna affect us.
That's why it says in Sirach the 2nd chapter,
yep.
Constantly endure and make not haste in the time of trouble.
Yep. Set that heart
set your heart aright and constantly endure.
Yep.
And make not haste in the time of trouble.
Yep.
These people gonna flip the fuck out.
Yep.
They gonna flip out.
That's what happened to your family members, your extended families.
Yeah.
They don't believe. They know you into this, but watch how they react when this really happens.
Or if talk shit and scoff.
How come you ain't? They slobbering, yelling at you. Why you so calm? Well, I told y'all this was coming. Well, what, you got something stashed away? No.
Yeah, that's gonna be the first thing they gonna be calling.
No.
You got anything? You got anything stashed?
Or they gonna say
prayer, and we might not be able to say that.
They gonna say, "What should I do?" Man.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's the parable of the 10 virgins.
Yeah. It was gonna be that same spirit that the Lord gave Ezekiel. He said, "I'll make you dumb. Let you not speak. Tell them to cleave to the roof of your mouth." It says in Isaiah 65 that basically 2/3 is gonna be a curse unto us. Yep. So we ain't gonna deal with y'all, man. Hey, and that's why, like, you watch the apostles, man, you start hearing like certain mentalities that They be like, I fucking hate Jake. Apostles be like, man, I see Jake, I don't even want to walk on the same side of the street as Jake.
Fuck these niggas, man.
I don't want them getting familiar with my face. I don't want them smiling, saying, hey, have a nice day. I don't want no dealings with them. Because we're not thinking about the same thing exactly.
Right.
That's labeling as a curse.
It's like Jake is, we not on the same frequency. Like, I'll be listening to a video, and Jake could be listening to a podcast or some nigga rap or something. You know what I mean? It's like, we have no dealings. We not on the same, we like, huh, what? Like, oh, okay. You know, these niggas ain't on, I won't say on our level, but they not, you know? They're not thinking like, they're not thinking or preparing their minds for things to come. They just think like, oh, they think this is life. Yeah, they think they
just so used to enduring bullshit, they don't think that they not gonna be able to endure. But the time set up, Jacob's trouble, it's not a, what did it say in Daniel? It's not ever gonna be a time like this since there was a nation on the earth, even to this same very time. This is what Jake doing on a Sunday. We over here with the keys to heaven and salvation, and Jake riding his bike. He outside riding his bike. Like it's a damn tricycle or something, just simple.
Well, that's all right, because this is what the scriptures say right here. Isaiah 65:12 in the NLT. Now I will destine you for the sword. All of you will bow down before the executioner. For when I called, you did not answer. When I spoke, you did not listen. You deliberately sinned before my very eyes and chose to do what you know I despise.
That's what I delight not, is what it's known as. Yep.
Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. My servants will eat, but you will starve. My servants will drink, but you will be thirsty. My servants will rejoice, but you will be sad and ashamed. My servants will sing for joy, but you will cry in sorrow and despair.
And see, that's why your mind got to be right, because some of you people's minds ain't right out there. Meaning, like, the Lord is gonna feed you. You may not have a crib, but somehow you're gonna get food. Somehow you're gonna have something to drink. Somehow you're gonna just have enough to be warm, or not to freeze.
Right.
Somehow,
and some Jake's gonna still be ungrateful.
Somehow, some way, the Lord's gonna give you your daily bread. Like that.
Right. It says in Psalms that the righteous have never begged for bread, man. Okay. So, food and drink, water. It's gonna be automatic for the elect in the times that are coming. Okay, security, safety. Okay, stability. Right. Those are the things that are gonna be given to the elect, and it's in a time of like so much.
The opposite,
so much unrest. So, you know, think about it. To be able to not lose your mind.
Yeah. When everyone's losing theirs.
And that's to land back as well. Just thinking like, just imagine the dreams and visions that the Lord is still gonna be giving His men during those times, man. They're gonna be amplified for sure.
Amplified, for real.
You
know.
It says, your name will be a curse word among my people, for the sovereign Lord will destroy you and will call His true servants by another name.
You remember what I think it was Elder Kazak in Mississippi that had the dream where Apostle Hart vetted him.
Yeah, kind of.
Approved him?
Yeah, approved him.
Right? Yeah, justified. That was the word. Yeah, man. That is gonna take that, because Jake gonna be trying to slander us, man.
Oh, they're gonna try to kill us.
Yeah, they gonna be trying to find any reason that we ain't right.
Yeah, look,
and somebody gonna come in and make it all right for the elect.
Oh, look how they did the apostles. You know, where they men made an oath, a vow not to eat until Paul was dead. So, you know, and it's gonna be like kind of like the Romans did, how they took Yahushua and shit like a trophy. They catch a prophet, they're gonna try to slay him to say like, hey, you know, I killed one of those guys that, you know, that was against the system, or you know, they're gonna do these type of things. They're gonna come for the prophets, but we know when they come, the Lord said He's gonna lift up a standard against them. You know,
and it's gonna start first when Esau setting the narrative.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Well, everybody's agitated because of their living situations, conditions, and Esau's, you know, putting, you know, he's using us as an object of blame.
Yep.
He's gonna have to. He's gonna come with the narrative which is already being painted. You know, them Israelites, they the ones that's been out there calling for all this evil to happen, and now it's starting to happen.
Yep.
They're full of,
You know what I'm saying?
They're full of anti-Semitic
Yeah,
rhetoric.
they're very anti-Semitic. They said that, you know, this place would fall. They were basically anti-America.
Yeah.
All this anti-American rhetoric.
You saw that during.
They was preaching division.
Talk about slavery.
People gonna eat that shit up.
They gonna eat it up, bro.
Yeah.
They might come out with a Netflix series against it, man.
Yeah, storm
good is
vocab
it
and shit.
to have a finger to point, and a face to point at when shit go bad? Oh, it's that guy's fault. That's what they did to Yahweh Shai.
Hey,
It's that guy's fault.
Gone. I was about to say that when you go into Matthew 26 and 27,
Yep.
where after they took Yahweh Shai, look how they were accusing Apostle Peter.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, they were so mad at Yahweh Shai, they gathered to watch him parade. We watched the Passion of the Christ, man. That should bring tears to your eyes. This is how
They
our
tortured
own
him for
people.
hours.
Bro.
Man,
He was being tortured for hours, bro.
That's
That
before
movie.
they took him
I
outside.
was just gonna say.
The guards was doing it.
And
Yeah.
then he was beat down with that big ass crucifix, like barely trying to make it up to to where they was about to take him and torture him more and more. And what? People were spitting on him, giving him vinegar and shit.
slapped him. They did all kinds of shit to our Lord. You know.
And we don't even know how bad it really was, but just watching like that movie gives a visual to it.
Well, just knowing how wicked Jake and Esau
Yep.
is together,
Okay.
you know, you can only imagine. They was doing all kind of shit, man.
Yeah, Jake was down with the
Yeah.
Romans doing what they did to the Lord.
Yep.
They was the ones who called for it.
Sure did.
You know,
Brother,
Yeah,
they was the ones that said,
Barabbas.
let his blood be upon us and our children.
Yeah.
You can just use your imagination with how it says that he was marred above. Just roughly paraphrase, he was marred worse than any man on earth.
Yeah.
yeah, we did that.
He was beaten beyond recognition.
And then hung.
And while he's going through that,
hung on the cross.
you got Jake on some free Barabbas.
Yeah.
Yep.
We want Barabbas.
Yeah.
You know,
Imagine who that is today.
they arrest one of the apostles, but then be like, free Big Meech,
Yeah.
Free Thugger.
free Thugger. You know,
Free Diddy.
free Diddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Jake.
Jake for you.
That's Jake, man. So that's how you know that eventually the narrative is going to be made. And Jake, you know, because they think with their emotions, they don't think logically. That's going to want them to, you know, go on that hunt.
Yeah.
That's basically what it means to persecute. It means to hunt after someone. Yeah.
Yep.
Brother got
Revelation 11 and 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelled on the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going in the past. You know, when we were brought here and we were sold. You know, Esau ruled over us with the whip. These nations traded us. We was in captivity. So, you know, that was a good period for the heathen to prosper. And then after that, that's when the Lord will begin to put his breath back into us.
Yeah.
So now we're coming back, you know, as a nation standing upon our feet now. Because that means what? That this devil is getting ready to get put down.
Yeah. He's about to receive his judgment.
Because we have the testimony against these.
Yep.
So that's part of the reason why they're going to come for us, man.
Yep.
You know, we're singing that new song, and part of that song is, hey, this image that this man is erecting,
He's propping up.
that he's propping up, and that mark that he's getting ready to cause everybody to take. If you take it, you're gonna be destroyed. So pretty much we're pretty much giving them an urgent warning about this new system. So they'll see that as, hey, these prophets of doom, they're getting in the way of our enterprise.
Yeah.
They're spreading misinformation.
Right.
They're, you know, spreading this and that.
Things can't go back to how they were because of them.
Yeah.
They're putting a halt to the New World Order.
They're causing people to think.
Yeah.
They're sparking, that revolutionary sentiment.
Yep.
They're causing people to use critical thinking.
Right.
They'll accuse us of sedition.
Yeah, they're gonna throw us in there with they're stirring up seditions, insurrection.
Right, that's that letter that what's that fucking devil's name? Haman wrote to the king, right?
Xerxes.
About the Jews.
Yeah. They won't pay tribute. They won't you let them erect their temple and build their walls again.
Their laws are
they're contrary to the laws of the Persians.
pretty much saying they're the reason why your enterprise, your agenda can't be fulfilled.
Yep.
And that's gonna be the same sentiment with this great reset that the elite are planning, man.
Yep.
But these they know who we are, right?
Hell yeah.
They in the way.
Yep.
They're getting in the way, man. We got to come after them. Fuck it. And what? They know that if they make a move against the prophets, that's gonna cost Yahweh Bashim Shai to make a move on them.
They can't make a move until the Most High allows them to make a move. When the elect is sealed, all bets is off. The Most High gonna start to unload on this place. You're gonna see plagues upon plagues. You're gonna see a wave of plagues, a wave of death, insurrection, civil war, world war. These are all the things that is spoken of in the scriptures that are coming to pass. That will come to pass. That's close to coming to pass. I mean, yes.
Yeah, your brother mentioned that letter of Xerxes.
Yeah.
This is additions to Esther 13, and I'm gonna start at I'll start at 1. It says the copy of the letters was this: the great king Artaxerxes write of these things to the princes and governors that are under him from India unto Ethiopia, and 127 provinces, and that I became lord over many nations, and had dominion over the whole world, not lifted up with presumption of my authority, but carrying myself always with equity and mildness. And I propose to settle my subjects continually in a quiet life, and making my kingdom peaceable and open for passage to the utmost coast, to renew peace, which is desired of all men. Now when I asked my counselors how this might be brought to pass, Haman, that excelled in wisdom among us, and was approved for his constant goodwill and steadfast fidelity, and had this honor of the second place in the kingdom, declared unto us that in all nations throughout the world there was scattered a certain malicious people that had laws contrary to all nations, and continually despised the commandments of kings.
That's the same thing when you look into the letter of Antiochus. Basically say any Israelite consenting into the religion of their fathers, were to be put to death, basically, man.
Yep.
Because what? They were rebelling against his rule. What he wanted to establish is truth,
And you think about it today, why Trump want to bring back the firing squad?
Right.
Yeah.
The guillotines.
Yeah.
Lethal injection. All these methods of execution.
Yeah.
He wanted to bring that back.
Capital punishment.
Capital punishment.
You see how he did that first. He brought that back first, and then he's coming with that anti-Sim rhetoric thing.
Yeah.
Going back to Maccabees, what's going to be the king's commandment?
Conditions of Esther 13.
Back in Antiochus, Greek Empire, Maccabees. The king's commandment was what? It was pork, right? To sacrifice his wine on the altar. What's the modern day king's commandment?
It's a righteous decree.
He's going to send out a decree. You got to take this MOTB, or you're going to be beheaded.
that fire kindled against the great multitude, or fire of a great multitude kindled against you.
Yep.
Yep. And that was that in Psalms 94 where it says they frame mischief by law to condemn innocent blood.
Yeah.
So they got to paint the narrative and then look at the laws that they done wrote into place, that they done signed, and be like, okay, yeah, you dudes are trespassing. You dudes are enemies of the state.
Yeah.
So that's how they did Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
How they wrote that decree so they could get Daniel.
Yep.
So
Yep.
these would be 13.
It says, declared unto us that in all nations throughout the world there was scattered a certain malicious people that had laws contrary to all nations and continually despised the commandments of kings, so as the uniting of our kingdoms honorably intended by us cannot go forward. Seeing then, we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men. That's how they're gonna paint us, right? You know, they teach that only black people, blacks and Hispanics, you know, they try to, you know, hinge on the whole racial aspect of the ministry, you know, racial identity and all that stuff.
Or they'll say black.
Yeah.
You know.
So they exclude everybody else, all the other nations. So this is what they're saying in this letter.
Not knowing what our true message is. We say so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and so-called blacks. We also say Israelites scattered amongst all the nations, because it goes into the curse of the scattering. But then we know they're not going to tell them that. They're just going to say what the brother was saying, that it's based on race, according to Latinos, so-called blacks, and Native Americans.
Yeah, but it says, seeing then we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men, differing in the strange manner of their laws. Why? Because the Lord told us to be holy.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that we're going to be separate from these nations and their customs and what they do, right? Esau wants to force you to join in, amalgamate yourself with you know, going back at that time. The brother mentioned the Greek period. That was when we had to basically become like the Greeks.
Yeah, Hellenized.
We had to become Hellenized, right? It says, differing in a strange manner of their laws and evil affected to our state, working all the mischief they can that our kingdom may not be firmly established. Therefore have we commanded that all they that are signified in writing unto you by Haman, who is ordained over the affairs and is next unto us, shall all with their wives and children be utterly destroyed by the sword of their enemies, without all mercy and pity, the 14th day of the 12th month Adar of this year, of this present year. Yeah.
So we know who Haman is in these days. We go through the spirit. Yeah. So, or someone coming in that same spirit is going to do the same thing.
I believe it's going to come from a small hat.
Yeah.
Because Haman, his line actually goes back to Agag, the Agagites. He was an Agagite, which means he was an Amalekite.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Agag. Yep.
Yeah.
Should have been killed.
So,
And
Right,
the
and we
fact
know-
that they're the reason, the sole reason for that anti-Sem bill. So people gonna be getting put to death because of it.
Yep. They're the ones in the ear of the president, man.
Yep.
The king.
They
you know?
running that shit, man. They the whole cabinet.
Yep.
It's
There's
small
advisors.
hats. Elon probably a small hat.
I believe he is.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elon being a small hat, yeah.
Yep.
So shit is, hey, shit's turning up, man.
Get that in Second Ezra's. I think one of the brothers mentioned
15,
about the great multitude.
02.
you can just imagine, you know, some of that multitude, they're probably gonna be chipped up. Probably got brain chips. You know, you gonna have robots and shit.
Yeah.
Wait till Esau start putting robots in the military.
Yep. You think them bulletproof Tesla trucks?
Yeah.
Is for humans? They just
Right.
testing it out for the military.
Yep.
We'll see, master, how that's supposed to be.
That's why
military grade.
Yep. That's why we're gonna need divine intervention.
We
That's
know.
why we're gonna need Michael.
Trucks, they go with the robots, man. That's what they go with. They go through iRobot.
Second Ezra 16
Is it 16 or 2?
Second Ezra.
Second Ezra 16.
Oh, 16. I thought you said second or 2. Oh, the multitude.
is 16
it's
is verse 68.
Yep.
For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols.
Well, that's a warning to us. We don't eat things offered unto idols. 2/3 they still eat things offered unto idols. Okay?
And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot.
So every time I read that scripture, the precept that comes to my mind is the Maccabees. And they line them all up and trying to get the elder Eleazar to eat the defiled meat, the things offered unto idols. Just fake like you eating it so they'll believe you. They'll go ahead and eat it. You know?
It's better to have a good name.
Yep. In my old age, I bring a stain upon my name. In my old age, man, I'm already. Then I gotta deal with you, and then I gotta deal with the Most High. I'm good. I just deal with you. You got something?
Yeah, I was going to ask a question. Is that also talking about the MOTB?
I couldn't hear you.
I was like, is that also talking about the MOTB?
Oh yeah.
I was just gonna say too, that's the ultimate thing that's gonna be offered unto him. He's the idol. Esau is the idol, and that chip is a device that's gonna. By you going through that process, that's you.
You become like a devotee
Exactly.
to his deity.
You go into I think it's Nicaragua.
Yeah, it's illegal.
It says badge of
Badge of
servitude to
servitude.
the Antichrist. Something to that effect.
Just like when Ptolemy, he made everybody up under him in order for them to be able to sustain and live within society. You have to worship Dionysus.
Yep.
And in order for you to show that you worship your allegiance to Dionysus, you have to register through a brand marking using that ivy pin. They would burn it, that mark onto you to show you that, okay, he's registered.
Yep. It was like a census.
Yeah, it's a census
system. Yeah.
And if you didn't have that, then you were trespassing.
You would probably
They
banish
treat you
from
like
it.
treat you like an illegal immigrant.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're gonna do when you don't take these back.
Yeah.
When they come, they're gonna put you out.
Yeah.
And they're gonna starve you out. You ain't gonna be able to get into the city unless you got that.
You gotta have that. You gotta have the proper identification.
Verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Yeah, and that word insurrection means a violent uprising.
Yep.
So that Esau wanting to be the Most High, he don't like being told no. So this group of people, which is ultimately going to be the elect, denying him, bowing down and kissing the boot, that's going to anger him. That's going to make him furious.
Well, that's what happened with Haman and Mordecai. He was angry that Mordecai pretty much wouldn't bow down to him. You know, so he was seeking to take his life, man.
Because Haman, he pretty much wanted to be worshipped. Yeah. And while he was in second in command, he was plotting on Xerxes.
Yeah, that's why
He was conspiring to get him knocked so that he can take his seat, which is why it says that in Sirach 12.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Keep him not by you.
Yeah, set him not by thee, lest he seek to take thy seat. Haman was really gonna try it, but the Lord threw that monkey wrench in there, and you know, yeah.
Haman
The
didn't
Lord put the
realize.
spirit on Mordecai and his niece Esther. Yep.
Verse 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire.
Because they cannot be overtaken. They will not bow the knee to Baal. Okay? So they're not going to be overtaken. That's what's going to, and there's going to be a difference set apart because of the way that they act, and then more so, you're going to know who they are. The people will know who those elect are because they're not affected by what everybody else is affected by. You got a little more.
You're gonna be tried through that fire, man. You just imagine this devil, trying to interrogate you, to try to, get you to feel guilty about what you believe in.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna try to do. Have you thinking that you was the one that was in error? Nah, you not, the elect are not gonna fold.
They're gonna try everything.
They're gonna persevere, and they're gonna be willing to even taste death if they need to. Esau gonna realize you can't